Okay.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
What's today? Tuesday? Happy Tuesday to everybody.
It's Tuesday. It is indeed a Tuesday. God, we had big storms in Texas last night. If you guys are in Texas, I hope everybody's okay, because dang.
And she was driving in it because she's a crazy girl.
Yeah, I was nuts.
Right.
Lots of hail and craziness last night. Yep. I was like 10 and 2. Yeah.
You guys, hopefully everybody's appropriately boned. We're going to talk about bone frog in a little bit, but first we want to mention our BFFs at genucell.com/chicks. You guys, right now, if you've been kind of contemplating, should I try one of the most popular packages? Should I? And we're here to tell you, yes, you should, especially right now, because for a limited time, they are including a complimentary gift set and free shipping. So this is a limited time, but if you try one of their most popular packages, you're going to get a whole gift bag of goodness on top of that. So you can check it out at genucell.com/chicks. I've been trying this new moisturizer of theirs, the microbiome. Is that what it's called? The microbiome.
Yes, it's a probiotic. It's a probiotic moisturizer, and it's freaking awesome. Yeah, I use it every morning. It's so good.
Yeah, that's my day. I've decided to make that my daytime.
Me too.
Moisturizer.
Yeah.
And it is so luxurious somehow.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
And like soothing. It's just amazing. Anyway, check out their most popular package, genucell.com/chicks.
And you guys make sure that you go to our link tree, chicksontheright.com/links. It has all of our socials, all of our stuff, podcasting, all that kind of, you can find everything there. All chick stuff is there. It rests there. chicksontheright.com/links.
Do it. By the way, I am going to have an epic wall of shame post coming up this morning. You guys, I fought with this lunatic over email all afternoon yesterday. You know how much I love to do that, right?
Oh,
and I could tell immediately that it was going to be a good one. And I cast the line. Is that how you do it? Is that like the fishing terminology?
Yeah, I guess so.
I cast it out there.
It's been a while since I fished.
I reeled him in. And it's an epic.
She was like, it took me 2 hours to write that post. And I was like, dang, that's a lot of screenshotting. And
I was very busy.
But yeah, you have to, because we have to get rid of the names, all that kind of stuff when we do those. So,
and at first I thought I wasn't going to, because he was like, yeah, you can use all my contact information. I don't care. And I was like, oh, cool. And then he was like, I'm gonna report it to the FBI, and you're probably gonna get me killed. And I'm like, you sound very Jussie Smollett right now.
Right.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and not include your name, because you're psycho, and I don't need you fake hate criming anybody right now.
Right. He's one of those.
Anyway,
right.
You're gonna have to read it. It'll be up about an hour or so after our show today. So make sure to check that out. chicksontheright.com. Okay, you guys. Last night, DeSantis, governor, DeSantis, and Charlie Crist had their debate. I'm just going to give you a taste, okay? Because you know me, if it were up to me, we would just play the debate as our show.
The whole thing. The whole thing. And she'd be eating popcorn, and she'd be she'd be in a cheerleading outfit, and she'd be like, woo, DeSantis. Yeah, that's what. But I said, no, we can't do that, Mock. We actually have to have a show. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have to have an actual show. But we can show one of the most delicious moments from said debate. And Charlie Crist was very attacky. And so DeSantis, to his credit, and there's a moment in here where I'm like, what's happening? Why isn't he talking? Oh my God. Where I was like, is Crist going to win this moment? And then DeSantis was like, no, he's not. Watch.
Ron, you talk about Joe Biden a lot. I understand. You think you're going to be running against him. I can see how you might get confused. But you're running for governor. You're running for governor. And I have a question for you. You're running for governor. Why don't you look in the eyes of the people of the state of Florida and say to them, if you're reelected, you will serve a full 4-year term as governor? Yes or no? Yes or no, Ron? Will you serve a full 4-year term if you're reelected governor of Florida?
He's just like,
it's not a tough question. It's a fair question. He won't tell you.
We did not agree on the candidates asking each other questions. Governor, it's your turn. Well, listen, I know that Charlie's interested in talking about 2024 and Joe Biden, but I just want to make things very, very clear. The only worn out old donkey I'm looking to put out to pasture is Charlie Crist.
It's like he was winding up. He was waiting because there's like that long, kind of uncomfortable pause.
Right?
He was just winding up in his head. He was like, I'm gonna.
I was nervous. I was like,
really?
Were nervous.
You? I wasn't. I was not. I was not nervous. It was like he was just getting ready in his head. He was like, I'm gonna beat the crap out of this old man. God. It's like, and what is up with the tan? What is up with the fake bake on that guy? God, I can't stand him.
I don't know. But that's how it was very contentious. Like the whole debate was very, very contentious. And I will note that DeSantis never did answer that question. So I'm just saying, all the people, like, because remember how before he has said for a long time, he is running for governor, period. He has no interest in 2024. And now it's starting to have some interest. So, and him and Trump are fighting again. I think, because you know how the media blows these things up, and I don't know. You know what I mean? Like they make
fighting in what way? Like, what do you mean fighting?
Because DeSantis endorsed the person running for Senate in Colorado, the Republican running for Senate in Colorado. And that person, I don't know the names because I am not in Colorado and I haven't paid enough attention, but that person has been very openly critical of Trump, saying he hopes he doesn't run. Like he's been critical of Trump, and you know how Trump takes everything personally. So because that guy said mean things about Trump, Trump hates him because that's how Trump works.
So and now Trump is mad at DeSantis.
Now Trump is, like he put on his Truth Social, he was like, this was a big mistake. DeSantis is making a big mistake.
It's a huge mistake.
What is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to endorse the Democrat? I mean, what? Because there's a very clear choice in Colorado. You either have a Republican or a Democrat. So like, what was he expecting DeSantis to do? I hate it when Trump gets mad about people like that. It's useless.
Or just about people that don't agree with him about every single thing.
Right.
Yeah. Because people are, and listen, DeSantis is an alpha male, just like you.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have his own thoughts about things.
Right. And that's okay. That's
right.
Okay.
And you think he'd be used to that working in business for so long. He probably has been, I would hope that he's been around other alpha males. And that he's just freaking used to that. People, not everybody's going to fall in line, and just do exactly what you do. So,
Well, and we got an email from somebody who sent me the link. I'd already seen it, but they sent me the link. I saw the email this morning saying, see, I know you love DeSantis, Mock, but look at this. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Look at what?
Is this supposed to make me mad? I don't have any kind of problem with this. The guy's point was, Trump made DeSantis. He's basically responsible for DeSantis's career and a whole bunch of other people's careers. Even if that is true, even if Trump's influenced these people, so the frick what? DeSantis is certainly leading Florida on his own without Trump's help. So I don't even understand that argument. Like that was so weird to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I get on board with that thesis. I mean, I guess you could, pay homage to the fact that he opened doors for people to be, I guess, different, to sort of like, to be alpha males and to step away from the establishment. I guess is that what he's getting at, is to be that sort of a guy. But he didn't make DeSantis. He did it. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that he made him. It's not like he was his protege or something. I don't agree with that entirely.
I don't either.
He's his own person running his own state, doing his own thing. And he day to day, he does the tasks that need to be done in the state of Florida. And he is a good governor, period. Yeah. He's a good governor. I mean,
it's like kind of like that. People need to remember that whole idea. This is from my recruiting days, of course, but you always want to hire people that are better than you. Right. You know what I mean? You're not there to compete. You're there to bring about, you're there to develop new leaders. Like the country needs really good leaders. Mm-hmm. And so if Trump had a hand in that, great. I don't know why I don't even know. It was such a weird argument to me. I just didn't get it. But anyway, I have to quickly thank Sherry. Sherry, thank you so much. She says, good morning, beautiful chicks. Have a fantastic day. Thank you. And you do the same.
Thank you.
By the way, we should also mention quickly our friends at Healthy Cell. If you have not started taking a multivitamin, or if you do take a multivitamin, you're thinking about switching, try healthycell.com/chicks for the squeezy packets of vitamin goodness because they get absorbed 165% better than tablets and capsules. I said 65% last week.
Yeah.
That was a big.
And then we got an email. We got an email saying,
they were
nope,
like,
that's
we're
wrong.
way better than that.
It's 165. 165%.
Okay, you guys, buckle in. You're going to have, this is the best thing that you're going to see all week. It's possible you may have seen it, but hopefully if you haven't, you're going to love this as much as I did yesterday. So an MSNBC host person, I don't know who this person is. I don't recognize her. Anyway, MSNBC, keep that in mind, okay? MSNBC hosted a voter panel to talk about January 6th and the impact that January 6th will have on the midterms. And you guys, instant regret, okay?
You think they would have vetted these people? I mean, you think, because you think, seriously, kind of like a View audience, you think they would have vetted these people and they would have been like, who are you? Where do you come from? What do you believe? What is your political party? What's your affiliation? Blah. They would have vetted these people. Okay.
You guys, it did not go well for MSNBC. And you can tell this reporter is like really trying to lead the questions.
Of course.
She's working them. And these people will have none of it. And it's a little bit longer than normal, but I promise you're going to love every second of this. Watch.
Mariano was at the insurrection and he was photographed breaching one of the restricted areas. Is that okay?
Which area? Because I saw a video where Capitol officers were taking away barriers and unlocking doors for people. So, I mean,
they opened the gates.
So it shouldn't be disqualifying for an elected official if they participate in January 6th?
He didn't strike anybody. He didn't hurt anybody.
And the only one that died was a protester there, not a Capitol police
unarmed
officer.
Female veteran.
That's the only one that died.
That's the only one who died.
A police officer did die.
No. It was a stroke.
That's not
on site.
Caused by that. That's because he shouldn't have been a police officer. It was one woman.
So what do you make, though, overall of January 6th? I mean, watching that footage, it was pretty disturbing. I mean, there were people throwing excrement at the walls, and it was it's the Capitol.
It looked a lot like Antifa's actions.
Yeah, it looked a lot, except on a much smaller scale. It looked the same as the Black Lives Matter riots.
That's what I saw, the similarities to be.
Minneapolis burns. Kenosha burns.
But so it's okay just because one side that you disagree with?
I'm saying Antifa infiltrated.
It's good for one, it's good for the other.
Anybody who harmed anybody who caused property destruction, that needs to be dealt with.
Yeah,
but if you're there making your voice heard at the people's house, no less, that's, again, it's a fundamental constitutional right of an American citizen. And people should not be being held political prisoner because of it.
For misdemeanors. That's East Germany.
That's East Germany.
Tactics.
Yeah, that's what's scary.
It was an actual fiery but mostly peaceful protest. And the other ones that were the opposite.
Was the protest legitimate in your eyes?
Administration, I feel like, is using it as their Reichstag fire.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they're using it as.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so clearly at the bottom it says Pittsburgh area Trump voters. Okay,
but this is MSNBC trying to convince voters you should really care about this, you guys.
Right. But it makes me wonder, like, if there was follow up to that after, and they were like, these people are just total rednecks, you know what I mean? And they're not believing the right thing. So I don't know the context of like afterwards. What do they say about that? However, it was very interesting that they even aired that. It's interesting that they even had a panel of those people saying what they thought about it, which is a lot of how a lot of us think.
Well, and especially because all of those people made really important points that have still yet to be addressed by the freaking January 6th committee.
Right. A lot of them, and a lot of investigation that hasn't been done. A lot of seriously, there's a lot. Just nobody from our side. There's nobody from our side that's on that investigative committee. Stop shaking my desk. Sorry. But you're right.
I loved every moment of it. I loved it. Loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is time to mention, you guys. If you have not seen this symbol, this is the sacred symbol of the SEALs. Everybody commit it to memory and then get yourself a mug from Bone Frog. Then you'll be officially boned. Raise your hand. I mean, not raise your hand, but you know what I mean. Like, say something in the comments if you have gotten boned by bonefrogcoffee.com, because you guys, as Daisy has said, She is a total snob when it comes to coffee.
I'm a snooty snoot when it comes to coffee. It's the best.
It's delicious.
It's so good. It's not like bitter or it's just super smooth. You guys, we got somebody got mad at us because we say like get boned. There's somebody in our, I guess he came to our YouTube and he was really mad and he said we were immature for saying get boned, but we think it's funny. So
well, he was like, this is juvenile humor and you
does
should
he know who we are?
Well, that's what I was like. He was like, this is not mature. And I was like, I'm sorry. Did we say at some point that we were mature? Right. I don't recall saying that ever. Mm-hmm. I would never say that.
It's not in or about us at any point. Does it ever say these are very mature ladies? Right. Follow them because they're mature.
Age-wise, yes.
Totally. Right.
But no. I mean,
humor-wise, no.
Mm-mm. Yeah. He said we lack maturity, that we should strive for better.
Yeah.
And that we use cheap humor. But I mean, it's the humor that we like.
Listen, he may need to move along. That's what he may need to do.
Anyway, see, Nancy says she doesn't even like coffee, but she would be very happy to get boned.
Yeah.
And you can
at
bonefrogcoffee.com.
You are our people, Nancy.
That's right.
Right.
Anyway, you should try it because it really is delicious coffee. They have the K-cups or they have the actual grounds. You've got all the choices. In fact, I think this is the universal symbol for grounds.
For grounds.
I think they have 4 different blends right now, but more are coming.
They're getting more.
And then 2 different kinds of K-cups right now. And it is fantastic coffee. And you guys, 10% of all the proceeds goes to help SEAL foundations. Why would you not want to help SEALs?
Totally.
What kind of people are you that you wouldn't want to help the SEALs?
Yeah. Plus they have swag. Plus they have really great gifts for Christmas. I mean, I'm already starting to buy Christmas gifts. I started buying my Christmas gifts in September. So, I mean, it is who I am.
Thank you, Kristen.
Definitely check that out, you guys. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Positively do. Okay. We need to get to some videos of Biden from yesterday because, oh, damn, you guys. First of all, oh my God. He wants you to know yesterday, at least, if you want to talk to him about polls and how much people don't like him in the polls, this is what he has to say about polls yesterday.
I don't pay attention to anything having to do with the polls. I just pay attention to what's happened on the phone and we're knocking on doors.
Right.
Okay. Right. So that was yesterday.
Right.
Rewind.
At the rally. That was like the little rally that they had yesterday, which was very disturbing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But rewind just a few months ago. And this is what he said.
What's your message to Democrats who don't want you to run again?
They want me to run.
2/3 say they don't.
Read the polls. Read the polls, Jack.
Jack.
You guys are all the same. That poll showed that 92% of Democrats, if I ran, would vote for me.
A majority of Democrats say they don't want you to run again in 2024.
92% said if I did, they'd vote for me.
Look at the Secret Service guys. Look at the guys that are around him. They hate their lives. You know they do. It's like, how much do they hate their lives? They're like, this guy has Alzheimer's. He's in a complete spiral of dementia. And we basically have to help him wipe his butt. This is what we have to do. This is our job now. Like,
so does he pay attention to the polls or does he not pay attention to
He has no idea what he's saying at this point. He has no clue. He is just told what to say on a daily basis. He has no idea what's going on. None.
Well,
25th Amendment, y'all. 25th Amendment.
Oh my God. And it's gotten so bad that he has completely mixed up which party does what. So at that same rally, a couple very, very short clips, less than 10 seconds apiece, on what he said about Democrats. Here's one.
Democrats are the ones that are fiscally responsible. Let's get that straight now, okay?
Oh, God. It's bizarro world. Democrats are the ones who are fiscally responsible. Oh, okay, Joe. Right. Okay. Right.
But just to prove his point even more, look at what he thinks Democrats have done.
Democrats are lowering your everyday costs like prescription drugs, healthcare premiums, energy bills, and gas prices.
And people are cheering.
Of course, there's like 4 people out there that are cheering. 4 people. It's like the guy who wrote the speech is cheering. And like a couple of the people that they just dragged in from us. It's like some homeless people are in there going, woohoo! I got some free donuts in here. This is great. This is great.
How does he say that they've lowered energy prices?
Yeah.
How can he say that? and then think anybody can take him seriously. I just don't understand it.
He is a liar who plagiarized his way through law school. He can say anything at this point. He says anything to retain power. They will say and do anything. They lie. This is what they do.
Yeah. That's how blatant it is, though. You know it's bad when they're actually trying to say out loud, we have reduced your energy prices.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And there are idiots cheering in the background. Yeah. Like, who? Oh my God. What? Like, it's bizarre. I was watching that yesterday. I was just like, I am in bizarro world right now.
Yeah.
Like wow. And then there are liberals who will just sit there. It'll sit back and they'll watch that and they will say nothing. It's like so many people. What is it that I saw yesterday? 81 million people are awfully quiet right now. Awfully quiet.
Yeah, they're very quiet. Unless they're on. There are a lot of them are on TikTok. They're loud over there, but it's not 81 million of them. I can tell you that much.
But that's
right
the thing.
Now.
Yeah. Dang.
And then after all of this happened, there was some tree planting ceremony of some sort on the White House grounds, and Joe Biden was in attendance, of course. And then he got lost in the garden. And it may be hard to hear this, but what he says essentially to the people that are guiding him, at first you'll hear him say, "Where am I going?" And then they'll be like, "Over here, sir, this way, sir." And he'll be like, "But I want to go that way."
Oh my God.
And they're like, "Well, you can go that way if you want to." And he was like, "Yeah, it shows how much freedom I have." That was the whole conversation. He is utterly lost. It is totally humiliating. Watch.
Mr. Haney?
This way, sir. Oh, you going back the other way? That's where I want to go. You can go that way.
Oh my God.
You do whatever you want. I noticed how much freedom I have.
Oh my God. It's just, I'm so unbelievably uncomfortable with all of this. I just am. But then like we said yesterday, we've said before, what's the alternative? I don't want Kamala doing it. I don't want Nancy Pelosi doing it. So what do? We have to put up with this guy. Thanks a lot, Democrats. Good Lord. Good.
Oh my God, I know. All right, switching gears away from Joe Biden, we got to talk about the fact that Ted Cruz actually went on to The View. I know he's got a book to promote, but damn, he went into the witch's coven.
Good for him. Good for him for doing it. Because I wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have done it. Nope. I mean, good for him. Because people, Janine, is it Judge Janine Pirro? Is it Janine? Jean or Janine? Yeah, sorry, Janine. I mean, she went on and they escorted her out. I mean, she was treated like garbage. Her book sales went up like crazy. I mean, there's a reason that these people go on. It's so that you can sell books, right? And Ted Cruz has got a set of balls, just like the judge does, right? I mean, these people, they have balls that I do not have to go on. I just would not have the strength to go deal with those harpies. I wouldn't. So bravo to them for going into a hornet's nest, because that's exactly what it is. It's precisely what it is. It's them on the stage and then an entire audience of just vultures. Yeah. That's what it is. You don't have a chance.
Well, and there were, I don't have this clip because it wasn't worth playing, but there was one point where somebody in the crowd said, "F you, Ted Cruz, you don't care about climate change." And then Whoopi had to calm everything down, take a commercial break, blah, blah, blah. And then I think that they escorted that person and whoever he was with out. So there was a dust up, because climate change weirdos are the weirdest of the weirdos. God.
Lunatics.
They're so freaking crazy.
Yeah.
But I do have two moments from his appearance yesterday. The first is when Ana Navarro asks about whether or not he is a liar today or whether he was a liar back during the primaries with Trump, because she wants to know how he dealt with the criticism that Trump levied against his dad and his wife. Here that is.
But Donald Trump went incredibly personal when it came to you. He suggested your father may have been involved in Kennedy's assassination. And he called your wife Heidi ugly.
Who, by the way, is very pretty.
This is what you said. Let me get through the question. This is what you said about him back in 2016 during the campaign. Let's take a look.
I'm going to tell you what I really think of Donald Trump. This man is a pathological liar. He doesn't know the difference between truth and lies. He lies practically every word that comes out of his mouth. The man is utterly amoral. Morality does not exist for him.
Yeah. So I have to ask you, because, I'm married to a Cuban man.
Mm-hmm.
I frankly don't know how you get over your wife being called ugly. I don't know how you get over those kind of calumnies against your father. But you obviously have gotten over it. Today you sing a very different tune. So tell us, were you lying then or are you lying now?
Yeah, that's a loaded question there. Look,
I think a lot of people have the same question. It's a very different Ted Cruz that we're seeing. We are. I mean, would you not agree that that's very different Ted Cruz than today's Ted Cruz?
What I would say is this. In 2016, we had a primary where Donald Trump and I beat the living crap out of each other. I'll tell you, Heidi laughed when he said that. My father laughed. By the way, my dad didn't just kill Kennedy. He's got Jimmy Hoffa buried in the backyard. It was idiotic. And we went after each other, and at the end of the day, he won. And I had a decision to make in November of 2016. He'd been elected president. I got a responsibility to represent 30 million Texans. I could have decided my feelings are hurt. I'm going to take the ball and go home and not do my job. But if I was prepared to do that, I better be prepared to resign from my job because I have a responsibility. So what I did is I went and said, listen, we have an opportunity to make a difference for this country, and I want to roll up my sleeves and lead the fight to actually deliver on promises. We were talking a minute ago about the incredible booming economy. We saw 7 million people get off of food stamps. We saw poverty dropping. We saw African-American poverty dropping. We saw Hispanic poverty dropping. Those are real results that make a real difference, and I'm proud of that record. And why did I choose to work with him, even though I was pissed off at what he said? Because I had a job to do.
I mean, it was as good of as an answer as you could have given.
I thought it was a good answer. Yeah, it was a good answer. It's just interesting how, lies don't matter on their side.
Well,
it's like
it's so perfect that you said that, because that is a perfect segue into the next clip when they're talking about election denying, and he lets them have it. The whole thing was contentious, obviously, but this was one of the big moments.
Say the election was fair and square and legitimate. You know who y'all don't do that to? You don't do it to Hillary Clinton, who stood up and said Trump stole the election.
They didn't storm the Capitol. They didn't try to kill my former
Abrams, who said that the election was stolen. They sat here and said it was illegitimate, and you guys were fine with it. Okay, so it's illegitimate when Republicans win, but not when Democrats win.
No, here's the thing. We may not like when Republicans win, but we don't go and we don't storm. We don't try to change, but we'll go to
oh my God.
Did I miss an entire year of Antifa riots where cities across this country were burning and police cars were being firebombed? Your position is the left doesn't engage in violence? Really?
No, they wanted to nuke our friend Mike Pence. Like, how do we make sense of that?
You just accused us of doing something we didn't do. You said Hillary Clinton didn't say whatever she didn't say. I'm saying to you, listen.
And she said it's sitting here, and you were fine with her saying it was illegitimate for Republicans to win.
She called Donald Trump the next morning, and she conceded the election, Ted.
Okay,
took the call. As did Stacey Abrams.
All right.
She sat there while Donald Trump was getting sworn in.
Hillary Clinton says Trump is an illegitimate president. Hillary Clinton says the election is stolen from you. Hillary Clinton in 2002, George W. Bush was selected, not elected. Joe Biden, Al Gore was elected president. So Joe Biden claims George W. Bush was illegitimate.
Right?
Oh, now they don't scream at each other. Okay.
I mean, it's unreal. This is the thing. So lies only matter when it comes from our side of the aisle. And this is where I can't take these harpies seriously. Like, nobody can. This is why nobody does. They watch it because it's like a clown show watching that show. That's why they get ratings, right? That's why a lot of people that's why the Kardashians get ratings. It's because it's a freaking clown show. It's the same reason. So it's like, I just look at that and I go, it's a double standard. It's always a double standard with these people. And people are so sick and tired of the double standard. They're tired of it. They're tired of a different set of rules for them.
Politics is like, this is the gross part, right? Where you have to, as Ted said, kick the crap out of each other during the primaries and then make nice afterwards. And I get that that's all a part of the thing, but that's why politics is so nasty.
It is nasty, right?
And then they use these words. I mean, for her to bring this up from 2016,
right?
We're freaking 2022 now, and this is what they're going to ask him. Yesterday, that's what they're going to ask him.
Well, this is
issues we're facing.
Listen, this is why a lot of progressives are still so fixated on Trump.
Right.
I get so sick of the TDS. It's like, he's not the president anymore. Can we not?
Yeah.
It's like, can you
it's their instant defense against any criticism of Biden. You criticize something Biden does, and it's immediately but Trump. And that's how you know that they've lost the argument instantaneously.
Oh, and that's how you know that they've lost their minds. Yeah.
It's bad. You guys, one more clip before we get to whack, because this one I was blown away by how, I mean, I've been blown away by the fact that Katie Hobbs can get through life without assistance, remembering to breathe. She's so freaking dumb. But this was amazing because she was asked, and we all know this. You've been asleep if you have not heard about the CDC last week adding the COVID vaccine to their list of immunization recommendations, right? Childhood immunizations. Everybody's been talking about this. Lots of governors have come out and said, not in my state. Governor DeSantis is one of them, who immediately, of course, he was the first one to say, nope, not happening in Florida. That's a parent's decision. Katie Hobbs was asked about this, and not only did she have no idea what the story even was, after the reporter helped her and told her what the story was, you are not going to believe her response. Watch this.
Would you allow the COVID vaccine to go on the vaccine schedule for children to attend school?
Is that...
Sorry, so the CDC is sort of moving toward adding the COVID vaccine to the recommendation for school vaccines. It's up to the states to actually decide what's on that list in their state. So, would your Department of Health Services put the COVID vaccine on the list of required vaccines for children in school?
That is not something I have contemplated, so yeah.
Oh my God. How she is Secretary of State.
Yeah.
How can you not have how can you not know about it? First of all, have just an understanding of the news, the general news. But that is a humongous story. That is a massive news story. I mean, morons know about that story. You guys, she's unfit. She's unfit to serve the people of Arizona.
So, yeah. I have not contemplated that. So, yeah.
The fact that
was her answer.
Shouldn't even know about it.
Oh
She's completely unfit to serve the people of Arizona. She won't debate Carrie Lake. She has she's a complete idiot, this woman.
And her twin sister, did you see that her twin sister got undercover Project Veritas? So so her twin sister was with like a friend, and they were at a restaurant, and they were, Project Veritas was getting them undercover. So they basically said at her, during primary night, they were all excited for Carrie Lake to be the winner of the primary because they want to compete against Carrie Lake. They were like proof positive of this ridiculous Democrat strategy of promoting Trump-sponsored or Trump-endorsed people, thinking that they have an easier chance of beating them. And so her twin sister is undercover, is saying that to Project Veritas. Yeah, we totally wanted Carrie Lake, and they're totally behind this whole Democrat push to push, what they consider to be radical candidates. So when they say that they care about threats to democracy, radical right MAGA people are a threat to democracy, they don't mean it, because they pour money and pour support into the very candidates that they claim are a threat. That's freaking psycho. It is nuts.
Yeah, because they are nuts. They are nuts.
But there's two people with that same vocal fry, FYI.
Oh my God, she sounds just like her.
Yeah.
Are they identical? Are they identical?
Yeah. If they're not, then if they're fraternal twins, they look identical to me.
Does she have the hair or the hair?
The hair.
Is it? Oh, it's the hair.
Yeah.
It's the hair, not the hair. Okay. I got it now. It's just so crazy. Because when you see her with the hair, like she used to have the hair.
Yeah.
Remember? She used to have the short hair. Like yeah. She used to have the Kate +8 hair. She used to kind of have that.
Really? I don't think I've seen that.
She used to have like the Kate +8 short hair. You don't remember that?
The sprig in the back?
A little spriggy. It was a little spriggy. Yeah. And now it's
wow.
Yeah. And then I think her PR team got a hold of her, and they were like, you got to grow that, you got to grow it out. Cause I don't know.
And then you got to make it gray so that you look more mature.
I guess.
Is that?
I think it was always been gray. I think so. But
her sister looks exactly like her to me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Two of them. There's two of them.
I know.
I can't.
Can you imagine both of them?
It's
I have not
not-
contemplated that. So yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking. I don't watch the news. I'm just Secretary of State.
Which, by the
Okay.
way, means that she's in charge of her own election results. So
Yeah,
let that sink
that's
in, you guys.
terrifying. And that means that if things don't work out in this election, the way that I tread lightly again, but if things don't work out for Carrie Lake, because let's face it, she is obviously the better candidate here. Obviously. You guys, let's get real. There's going to be some, I mean, they're in danger, you know?
Well, and
There's-
I don't know who, like, it seems like something that she should recuse herself from, if that's a thing that secretaries of state do. But then I don't know, is there like an assistant secretary? Is there like a vice secretary of state that would then step in? I don't know how that works, but it seems ridiculous that she would be in charge of the very election that she's competing to be in.
Still,
But I guess that's how that
whoever
works.
that person is, is probably a progressive. It's all so sketch.
It's very
all of
sketch.
it. All of it is
Mhm.
so sketch.
All right. What is your wacko whack today?
You guys, my whack today is an ominous warning to all of you. I'm very concerned about China right now. So we haven't talked much about China, but I just want everybody to know that I've been stewing and brewing over this. But Xi Jinping I think I'm pronouncing his name right. Xi, president. I guess he's basically dictator of China now because he got it's like a precedent breaking third term as the commie, China's, he's the general secretary, the Communist Party's general secretary. And he's basically the dictator of China now. Right. So he made sure that the guy that was his opponent got out of there, and he made a big deal about it and embarrassed
Well, that was the
him.
former president that he escorted out of that
Right,
meeting.
escorted out of there and embarrassed him. And so he's in, and now there won't be, there's not going to be any other people that oppose him. He's a dictator now. He's there. It's done. And so he's saying now that in 2027, I think that he's going to invade Taiwan, right? And then he's ramping up his military. I think 2027 is when that's the year that I'm hearing for all of the military conflict and everything. But if you look and you start reading about China, they have been buying up farmland and ranch land here in America for years. And there's just been this underlying push for, can somebody please get the dogs out of here? Sorry, for Christ's sake. But there's just been this underlying Chinese push for power, and he's hungry for that power. And now that he is the dictator, thank you, honey. Now that he's the dictator, I feel like it's gonna happen. And I think people just underestimate China and this guy just for his thirst for power. And it freaks me out, you guys. We rely on China for so much, for our food, for products, for so many things.
Pharma.
Right. Their military is so much more powerful than ours. I just freak out a little bit about it. So I just think that people don't understand how powerful that China is and how powerful they will be, how much more powerful they will be in the next couple of years. I mean, I know it's only 2022, but I think in the next, 4 to 5 years, they're going to be even more of a force. And our military is just getting weaker and weaker and weaker with all this woke bull crap. So anyways, that's my whack for today, because I put a thing on my Facebook yesterday about Z is pursuing his dark ambitions for the world sooner than expected, because he wants world domination, y'all, and he will stop at nothing to get it. And then meanwhile, we're like, you guys, we need to make sure that we have critical race theory in the military. That's what we're worried about, and people just don't seem to care. I put something on my Facebook page yesterday. It's like nobody cares. Nobody cares about the fact that China's over here. We think that weather will be our demise, where China is really, I think, the thing that is that's our biggest threat. At least that's my personal opinion. You guys may disagree, but I just think more people need to know about it and be worried about this. And I don't think that we're spending enough time being a little bit worried about this. So,
well, I mean, listen, Joe Biden is very, very busy hosting Dylan Mulvaney at the White House.
Right.
So he can't be bothered looking at our military progress or anything like that.
Right. So anyways, that's my whack for today, because I don't think that we spend enough time thinking about China. So there you go.
I think it's an important whack.
Right.
Everybody should be scared of China.
And
that really sucks. Do you remember back in the day, like back in the 80s in particular, I just remember, I mean, everybody loved America then. It wasn't like now where the leftists burn flags and hate America and think it's like racist to show an American flag.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the days when we were like, our military can kick your military's ass any day.
Totally.
Of the week. And we knew it 100%,
and we knew it
without a doubt. And now you guys, I mean, we're screwed, not just from a military equipment and weaponry standpoint,
but recruitment.
But we're our numbers are so down because who wants to join right now?
Right.
Especially when we're kicking out great people who don't want to get a COVID vaccine. And then we're also not recruiting more people because they are dealing with all this woke garbage.
Yeah.
Our
it's
focus
bad.
is on the wrong stuff, and it makes me absolutely crazy.
Yeah, because everything has become progressivized. You know, I mean, it's like even our military has gone by the way of progressivism and wokeism, and it's everybody just sort of. We just need to wake up and look at this kind of stuff. I mean, I get very cynical, and I'm like, you know, I see people are like, oh my God, climate change is gonna kill us all. And I'm like, seriously? China's gonna do it first, you morons. Like, do you not see this is, I just shake my head and go, we have the wrong priorities in this country. And so I hope that we can elect the right people that get it right and that can refocus and reshift our priorities in the right direction before it's too late, because we are not paying attention to the right things. And meanwhile, I look around, I live in Texas, ranches and farms are being bought up by the Chinese. This is not.
And it's one thing because like Anthony Blinken will actually say this stuff out loud. Like he'll be like, China is a huge threat. And here are all the myriad ways in which they're a huge threat. And then there's never any plan. There's never any, so here's what we're going to do about it, right? Like here's what our focus is now. There's not. Now, the military is just like, yeah, this is a huge problem. Use the right gender pronouns.
Right.
I mean, it's freaking crazy.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, so if you are involved locally, like in your political realms, if you talk to your local politicians, talk to them about this stuff. And say, because I mean, listen, all politics starts at home. It starts locally. You know, talk to your local politicians about this and ask them, what are you going to do about this? You know, because this stuff is happening locally. I mean, they are coming into our local towns and they're buying up property. That's a local concern. So you can do something about it. If you feel like you're helpless, these are the things you can talk to your local politicians about and ask them what they're going to do about it. You know, it's just something to consider. So anywho, that was my whack. Right. Sorry.
It is time for some My Pillow talks. Don't forget, you guys, you can still get huge discounts on those. Look really, really.
They're very hairy. They have lots of dog hair on them.
So much dog hair.
That's a loved moccasin right there.
These are their moccasins that are open. They also have like the full foot moccasins. That's my son's favorite. And you guys, inside, I don't know if you can see this. It's the squeezy kitten fur technology.
It's kitten fur.
Why would you not want this on your feet? Am I right?
Right.
You want that.
I love that.
And you can get huge, huge discounts on the moccasins and on all kinds of MyPillow products at mypillow.com/checks. All right, let's get to some talks, shall we? So I sent this to you the other day and you did not even respond.
I didn't. I'm the worst friend ever, you guys.
How
what is it?
Precious are these monkeys?
Maybe that's why I didn't respond, because that freaks me out right there.
Why would this freak you out? They are so precious.
They're really cute, but
look at them, you guys. Look at how sweet. I want them. I want those specific.
But then they grow up.
I don't know. I think maybe this is their full size. I don't know what kind of monkeys they are. I'm
They're
not
like
sure.
Premature monkeys.
They're so sweet.
They are really
they're clinging to each other for dear life.
They are really cute. God. He's like, I'm shaky. They are cute.
Who is saying ugly? Vicky, why would you say they're ugly? They are darling.
Vicky, I get it. I mean, they're kind of they look cold. Somebody needs to wrap them in a
cold.
Well, I mean, it just
oh my God, I love them so much.
Look like they are painfully cold. Okay, we got to move on.
Okay.
They're making me cold. Okay.
Okay. So this next one, You know how much I love raccoons. And
Yes.
I also kind of want one of those.
Of course.
But this is a very interesting TikTok because somehow this guy has taken a love for raccoons into a conversation about proof that raccoons are proof that there is a God. And you can't be an atheist and also understand that raccoons exist. I'm going to let him explain this.
Okay.
Atheism is one of the dumbest beliefs you can have, only because raccoons exist. So, like, if you're running around here being like, there's definitely no God, but you can look at a raccoon, you're so stupid. Like, holy fuck, guys. Look at a raccoon. Go look at a raccoon. Raccoons are what the Gnostics would call literal evidence of the existence of God. You're probably wondering, what the fuck do I mean by that? It's like, guys, stop. Think about what a raccoon is. A raccoon is a little animal who is dressed like a burglar, who has little criminal hands and a little criminal mask, who then breaks into your home late in the middle of the night to steal cat food. That's what a raccoon is. All right. It is nature's bandit. It's literally wearing an outfit. It's doing a bit. We have an animal here doing a fucking bit. And some of you guys will be like, oh, well, the blackness around the eyes is so that the sunlight doesn't. No, what sunlight, guys? They're outside at night. They are nocturnal animals. They don't need a bandit mask like that. So what? Other raccoons can identify them? But why do they need little criminal hands? Why do their hands look like the hands of a 4-year-old criminal? Because it's because God made this shit. God made like, you look at the sun and the moon and like the odds that they would ever like align the way they do is literally astronomical, hence the term astronomical. But you look at a raccoon and you just like, oh, it's a big rat. Fuck you. Yeah, look, I understand that. Like that doesn't. You couldn't put a raccoon in a church and draw a crowd, but like
yeah,
atheists, they believe 100%
draw a crowd.
No God. Agnostics at least have the intelligence to be like, you know what? Maybe I don't know everything. Maybe I'm kind of stupid. But atheism is just like, nah, there's definitely nothing. And for the people who are like, atheism is actually not a belief, it's a lack of a belief, I bet you're really bad at the trolley problem too. So fuck off. Atheism is one of
I just really want that guy's hair. That's all I could think about that entire video.
Raccoons exist, so there is a God. There you go.
Raccoons exist.
Boom.
Somebody said, Erica said a raccoon is a trash panda.
Trash
I love it. I love it.
Ray Wallace, thank you. Ray says some Republicans are trying to put bills through to stop China and foreigners from buying up our land. Let's pray that they get it through. Yes, and I know Governor Ron DeSantis is also doing a lot about that.
I really hope that they do that because it's been years that they've been infiltrating, you know? It's like, just get it done. I'm sick of them talking about it. Just freaking do it. Yeah. These people talk too much. They don't do enough. Anyway.
This would break my actual heart if this happened in our house, but this couple decided to do a contest to see who their dog loved more. Look at this.
Oh my God. Online privacy protection. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's so mean.
I would be so upset. I would be crushed. Absolutely crushed. I cannot even tell you. My heart would be broken.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen at my house. And I think my dogs would let me like love on them.
Same.
I'm pretty sure that would happen. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the caption on this reads, so it's been raining, so we put a gate up so that the dogs wouldn't get our bed wet.
Oh my God. They're so mad. They're so pissed off. Mock wants a husky, you guys. She needs a husky. You know what they are? You know what they are? They're show choir dogs. That's what they are. This is precisely what they are. It's like that's the only explanation for all the singing and the howling, and they're show choir dogs.
How dare that family put up a gate?
I know.
How dare they?
It's so rude. So rude to the dogs. That is a lot of dogs, Peggy. I totally agree with you. It's a lot of dogs. Somebody says, I bet that house stinks. It probably does a little.
But I mean, it's like the best fun house, though.
It's a super fun house. That's true. I mean, we have 2 dogs, and every once in a while gets a little doggy, you know?
But like sometimes when it's hot and they get that yummy salty smell,
even when it's cold and they sleep for a while and you pick up a ball and you're like, oh, it smells like Fritos.
Yes, I love that smell. That
Big
salty, sweaty
bag of Tostitos. That's what it's the greatest. That's why you get dogs, you guys, so you can smell their feet. Don't you get dogs for that reason?
Yeah. I smell my dog's feet all the time.
Right.
For real.
It's not abnormal. You guys bring it in. Bring it in. What's his name? I hope he comes back and like gets another fix of our maturity tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Drew does not think that he thinks we're juvenile and that we should take criticism more seriously.
Right.
As soon as I read that though, you guys, I immediately wanted to grab my raccoon. My don't tell me what to do raccoon.
So grab your raccoon.
Don't tell me what to do.
I cannot wait to get boned again tomorrow. I'm going to get boned several more times. I'm going to get boned several more times this morning.
Seriously, everybody should.
Take the stick out of your butt, dude, and go get boned. Okay? All right. You guys have a fantastic Tuesday, and we will talk to you tomorrow.